pass easy, and they've got a lot of options.
That's Kaisa Alanko, the setter, member of the Finnish national team. Serve zone 1. Quick dig. Briseño sends it to the outside. Cesar, both liberos holding on to second contact duties. It's a good side for Nebraska. The dig off JT and a transition point.
Starting it off strong right from the bat. You're going to see a lot of long rallies. This level of volleyball is so high. So many talented athletes out here. They know they've got to make some smart shots.
Jordan Larson, four-time Olympic medalist, one of the toughest servers in League One volleyball. Currently sitting in middle back, finds the first contact. JT with the free ball. Quick to the middle. Candelaria Herrera picks up her first point.
And hey, if you give a clean pass, a nice pass to your setter, you're able to get those middles going early, and that's what you want to do, because then it opens up those outside hitters on the pins, holding that block on the opposite side.
One of their best point scoring rotations currently for Nebraska. And that's slowed down. That's Merzik on the outside, the Penn State product. Four-time first-team All-Big Ten player. Perfect pass from Bausch, and they run the middle again.
Hey, if you're getting those passes like Nebraska's dishing up right now, get those middles going. Very powerful, lethal players they've got.
It's been a bit of a rotation through the middle as Carroll had been out with an ankle injury. See if she's back in the mix. She's currently up in the front row. Bausch, nice play, recycled on the tight set. Alanko sends it straight up and blocked back. Nebraska, this is one of their stronger skills.
Well, and a nice touch off the block, and as you mentioned, a good positive block touch, meaning they were able to cover it and give themselves another opportunity to score. And again, when you're playing at this level, you got to capitalize on those opportunities.
That's Kimberly Drevniak on the right side. Susie Fritz mentioning that this team has really been focusing on the connection defensively from block and defense. Big swing from Jordan Thompson.
Thompson coming in a little bit on the angle on that one, but she is so talented. Thumb down, tools that one off the block, going for the high hands. And I think every player we talk to, Cameron, tells us that they know they can't hit it straight down. They've got to find ways to chisel blocks, go for those fingers.
Rafaela Foley, unique serve off 1 foot. Big swing from Anna Bausch.
Take a look at Bausch, a strong final step close there. She comes in strong into the angle.
Anna Bausch, a two-time Olympian in her own right.
I don't mind that serve, a little bit long, but like how they're trying to serve deep for Houston. And again, one of the points Coach Fritz of Nebraska told us is they know they have to bring some heat from the line. So Houston can't just run every option they have, but try to cut it down to only 1 or 2.
Trading missed serves at the early stages. Jordan Thompson stands at 6'4". One of the best right side attackers in the world. Right now she's in the right back corner. They don't go to her, back to the outside. Good touch. And one contact left. Do they run the middle? No, back to Jordan Thompson out of the back row. Here comes Larson. Dykema with the nice save. Off the ref stand, and she may have gotten a little bit of an injury on that. Checking her hand on the ref stand there. Setters need those fingers.
They sure do. She's kind of grabbing it right there. She said she's good to her team, just shaking that one off, but definitely had her back last match after missing a few weeks there, so it's been nice to have her back running this offense.
Nebraska at times will run a double sub. Dykema doesn't get off the floor, leaving a wide open seam.
Well, the middle blocker there for Houston going up hard, and that created that seam in the block. Merzik with a fast tempo to the outside pin pays off. Houston runs a very fast offense, so keep an eye on those sets.
Perfect pass on a tough serve. Nebraska looks really solid to start this first set, up 8-5.
Well, some solid passing, and I love they're going to the middles. We've seen in front of the setter and now going back on the slide. And head coach of Nebraska, Coach Fritz, told us the middles, 2 of them more defensive-minded, 2 of them more offensive-minded. Tonight, starting the 2 middles that have more of the defensive mind.
So far, their offense is still looking good.
I agree, so looking good there.
Tight ball, another heads-up play from Larson. That's purposeful, as is that. Unfortunately, the net violation gives the point to Houston. Is that set too tight?
A little bit tight there, wants to go up and put it into the block to recycle it to have another opportunity, but just wasn't able to pull that one off.
Amber Igidi. That is a wicked serve.
Well, Igidi has really stepped up her service game. She started off this season with just 3, and in the last couple matches, 4 aces already. So look at that high contact, the ball just dropping out at the end. First 8 games, she had 3 aces. The last 3 games, she's had 4. So definitely an area that's really improved for her.
Let's see if she can find another. Change of pace. Larson out of system and sends it straight into the block. Kaisa Alanko, she may be undersized, but she sure is mighty on that block.
Well, Coach Sonia has told us, hey, sometimes the smaller setters up there, you never know, but Alanko is not a blocking liability for this team. She does some good work there on the outside pin.
One of the top in terms of good touches off the block in the league. Jordan Thompson, nice dig. The give and go to JT.
Gets the dig and then works hard to get ready for that set. And this is why Jordan Thompson is one of the best in the world. Take a look, gets low to get this dig. Nice footwork back to put herself in a good position for this beautiful swing.
4-point run now for Houston as they have taken over the lead. From the back, Drevniak finds one defensively. Alanko to the outside. Nice range as Houston.
Victory tonight.
Nebraska has been working on that transition offense. Here is a look at their first ball, and Jordan Larson, you said coming off the career high, that's what she was doing against Madison.
And that fast tempo set to the pin gives her that opportunity. The middle blocker wasn't able to get there to close that block and put 4 hands in front, so hits right into the seam and basically straight down on that attack.
Back to rotation 1. Dykema in the back row, Drevniak up front. Good touch. The chase. Not enough control.
That's one thing that Jess Merzik mentioned coming into the league is, you know, the college game, she could go up, crank it straight down no matter what. Come here, you've got a much bigger block, better defenders. People are digging balls. You have to find ways to score and really working on tooling the block and going for those high hands. Larson says, I'm just going to take this set, this dig over right now. Beautiful set, comes up strong and puts it away.
Nebraska trying to even the score. Larson, again, one of their best point scoring rotations is this one. Larson at the back row, currently middle back. Good chase. Cesar. Off the knee, Jordan Thompson keeps it alive. Rainbow shot, back across. Here comes Drevniak. Steals the highlight. 11-all.
I liked the effort on that one with the knee coverage because guess what? You can do that in volleyball. You can put your foot out there and keep it alive. Take a look. That is a very difficult set coming over the shoulder, but Nebraska gets the better of that one.
In system, right to the middle. Beautiful touch, but unable to keep it alive. So Houston finds number 2.
And the blockers can predict where the set's going to go.
So we'll check back in on that as Nebraska on screen right now. 0 aces throughout this match to see if that starts to rise. She called aces a what?
Icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake. So let's see how much icing Nebraska can come away with in this
Chocolate
matchup.
or vanilla.
Back out of the timeout. The quick score from Houston. Seen a couple early missed serves. Houston, one of the best offensive teams in League One volleyball so far, the highest in terms of offensive efficiency, kills per set, as well as digs per set. And another missed serve. I'm worried we jinxed them.
Sometimes that happens. The broadcasters get the jinx going, but that one just a little bit long. At least it's not in the bottom of the net, because coaches, they can't stand that serve.
But definitely being more aggressive, so we like to see that. Nice dig out of the right back corner. This ball out of system. And Cezas comes away with another. Bausch tries to go high and deep. Light touch, quick save. No libero on the floor, but still puts them back in system. Bausch off speed. Second chance opportunity.
What a long rally between these two, giving that defensive effort, keeping it alive, waiting for the right time. And that is something we heard from Coach Fritz, is knowing when to go up and when to make that play. Big save by Laura Dykema there. Their setter for Nebraska, number 14. As we mentioned, been out for the last few weeks. The last match they had back in the mix, running one of the highest efficiency offenses for the team of the season.
Yeah, they actually had 4 hitters with 10+ kills in that loss to Madison. It was a heartbreaker for Nebraska on Sunday. Down 2-3 in that final score. Running in the middle from the 10-foot line. That spells good things for your offense.
Well, IGD, number 3 right there in blue, is such a fun player to watch. She is physical, she is dynamic, she really gets up there and puts that ball away deep in the pocket.
Target remains Bausch on the side out. Throws that one as a tip. Jordan Thompson. Kingdon Rischel scores after the second.
Maddie Kingdon-Rischel, she is a veteran player, been playing pro for many years, number 9 right there in blue. Very talented player, kind of that even-keeled player that you know you get her to the ball. She doesn't make a ton of errors. She has all the range. We've seen many shots from her already tonight. She knows when to make the smart shot.
I think Bausch has seen every single serve, and a scary moment between those two up at the net. And the net violation is called.
Well, I think Kingdon-Rischel's wondering who hit the net first on that one. Feels the middle blocker there on the slide.
Carroll was on the opposite side of the net as those two collided. And they will challenge here to see if it was a net touch. Each team allowed 2 unsuccessful challenges per set. Multitude of opportunities to challenge. Net fault being one of them, or net touch, excuse me, in this case. And it looks like Carroll might have touched it first.
Yeah, coming down on the, you can see
that forced the
point
other
that finger there, like it wasn't me.
So Sanya Tomasevic decided to make that quick call, and a look at our challenge request. A multitude of options.
Well, you can go for the block touch. We just saw this one, net fault, trying to see who touched it first. Antenna touch, foot fault, last touch, double contact. Now, the double contact is on the third touch, cannot go over the net. That's the one, but you can double it on the first and second touch on your side. And finally, reaching over the net before the ball breaks the plane. Coaches get 2 challenges. If they're successful, you get to keep it. So some of these coaches have a better record than others, I'll tell you that.
I think Sonia's has been pretty good on this season.
I've done a few of their games, and she has a pretty high percentage on winning.
And I guarantee, I know this woman and how competitive she is. She's probably keeping track herself.
I bet so. We got to add that column on the stats. We'll talk to our friend Keith Barnett there. See if he can add that on the stats for us.
So again, they're looking to see if there is a net fault. And challenge was successful by Houston, so they're coming away with the point. So they will maintain their challenge.
And then you've got the replay on the big screen for everyone to get involved, that's for sure. Take a look, Coach Tomasevic there giving a signal of where to serve. Area 5 is an area on the court trying to go after a certain player. Area 5 is that left back on the court, so trying to get deep or serve the left side attacker where Bausch, number 11 in green is, and she's the front row attacker. So trying to keep that pressure on the hitter, trying to make them think a little bit more, do a little bit more extra work to make it harder to score.
And there's a shift. What a great view. Jordan Larson comes sliding in. Explain
Love
that.
Well, Bausch was getting attacked there on the service line, in passing game, getting a lot of serves. So at the last minute when the contact happened, Larson moved into her spot and handled that pass. And wow, that was a beautiful transition.
Interesting, too. They still continue to go at Bausch, even considering that there's a different libero on the floor. The dump from Alonco. She becomes her own offensive weapon.
Hey, Alonco, setter in the front row. That's the thing. You've got to keep your eyes. The eye work is so important in the blockers on the other side to see what they're doing, if there's any change in their body. It's not easy to do.
They find Bausch yet again. Great one-on-one block. Igidi. And they set her. Amber Igidi comes away with 2 additions to the stat line. The nice block touch for the 24-year-old out of the University of Hawaii. Big swing, double block in front. Gabby Blossoms into the mix, as Nebraska has changed who's running their offense. So Nebraska making the switch, utilizing Gabby Blossom. She's been on the floor several times throughout this season. How do they need to get themselves back into set 1?
Well, they need to bring some better service pressure from the line, get Houston in some trouble. It doesn't mean you're whacking it at like 100%, but maybe some short serve, disrupt the offense of what they can do. There's a good way. Thompson, number 23 for Houston, her foot hit that back line. Now, when you're in the back row, you cannot touch any part of that 3-meter line for the attack. So that is a fault and a point for Nebraska.
You must take off behind it. You can land in front of it, but must take off behind. So just like that, Nebraska within 3. Again, Jordan Thompson remains in the back row. Service pressure, that one shortened. Back out to Merzik.
Merzik is a player. She knows she's going to get targeted in serve receive. And again, she is in the front row attacker right now. So Nebraska wanted to keep that pressure on her. And again, just second year playing pro. So, you know, not as much experience as a Maddie Rischel or someone else there in the back row.
And here comes the double sub yet again for Nebraska. So Gabby Blossom back off the court. Drevniak comes back on.
So this keeps 3 attackers in the front row now, and this is what Nebraska's trying to do right now to edge into this game. Get those offensive weapons, have 3 attackers in the front row at all times.
That means Dykema at the service line. Running that double sub. From the 10-foot line, Alonco. Larson somehow manages to pick up the tip as the off blocker. Free ball. This has to work for Houston. And it's the hitting error.
Good pickup there by the Nebraska defense. And again, this is one of those areas, is capitalizing when you get the opportunity. You'd think an automatic point here for Houston, a free ball at this level, you put it away, but creates an error. Merzick hits wide for Houston.
3 blockers up front. Don't forget, Alonco is currently front row. Doesn't dump, goes to Jordan Thompson out of the back row. You need that dig if you're Nebraska. Here comes Larson. And tools it. Brings them within 1.
I like that one. Earlier when Larson got blocked, the set was a little bit inside, and so she got tooled and it stayed in. That one set pushed out to the antenna, able to tool the block off the Houston block for a point. You can see Larson coming up strong. She's got 4 hands in front of her, but like I said at the top of the show, she's the GOAT. She knows how to handle that, and she knows how to score when it counts.
Houston forced into a timeout. So if you are Houston in this position, we already saw a couple of the errors on the outside. What are you telling yourself as an outside attacker? You know you're going to get targeted from that first contact. How do you keep your mental wits about you?
You just got to kind of move on from the play that was an error, move on to the next play. It's not that easy, but volleyball is such a mentally tough game as well. Trying to stay steady, and the key is focus on the pass first. Don't think about the hit. You got to pass the ball well first so your team can run an offense. And then go up. Nebraska's putting up a good block, and instead of trying to go around it, want to see Houston go up aggressive and attack it.
One of the focuses you always have to worry about is what we'll call the most dangerous man, right? That's a football term. Jordan Thompson is that for Houston.
They're going to get her the ball.
Let's see where they find her in this rotation. Currently, she's in the back row. Do they go to the middle? No, right back to Jordan Thompson. You knew it was coming, and so did Nebraska. Evens the score, 20 apiece.
Well, Coach Susie Fritz, Nebraska's head coach, said, you know what, we got to try to find ways to slow her down, take things away, and this is one of them. They know when it's tight, the ball's going to 23. Nebraska leaned a little bit that way on the block, and it paid off.
That was Olympic teammates battling. Jordan Larson versus Jordan Thompson. We said it's the matchup of the Jordans. Well,
they know each other
well. It was on that rally. The missed serve, poorly timed. 3 missed serves on both sides of the net. Houston, 21-20. Back to the outside. Jordan Larson with a strike.
And again, sometimes it's being patient, right? When you're down a few points, not to get crazy, but take a look at that tempo out, no one up. That is not what you want to see on the other side.
We talked about risk. Is this where you want to risk it?
Well, you don't want to lollipop it over, but you got to put it in a tough spot and keep it in, because right now Nebraska's got that momentum on their side. They're grooving right now.
It's tough, too. That was Jordan Larson in the back row. Bausch returns to the front. Quick to the middle, low set. JT is dug. Quick 2 steps and cuts it back to the line. That's Anna Bausch.
Beautiful swing from Bausch inside the court. That set came in, and the block stops. It leaves a little sliver of line open. Bausch coming cross body on her attack, has no problem. A very veteran player coming from overseas, from the Netherlands, playing professional.
Anna Bausch, the 2-time Olympian. She had been the team captain for Netherlands since 2021 through 24. And Jaylee Winters in to serve now. Last serve from Nebraska was a miss. This one, right on the money. That's what you want out of system. Kingdon Rischel walks into that. Tight. Did that touch the block? Clearly it did, as another chance for Houston. Are we on the beach?
Wow. Well, she might want to go there next after her indoor career, but that was a beautiful cut shot from Larson. She even took a little look at that one before she went up for the swing. Got a little help from the top of the net to dribble that one down.
Jordan Thompson's got her toes in the sand right now in the front row. Houston takes back the advantage. Bausch on the left front, and Larson shifts over, forcing the right side attack. Is there a touch off the Houston block? They say no. Kimberly Drevniak with the hitting error.
Drevniak is one of those go-to players for Nebraska. They're opposite a lefty. Not many lefties, but it is lefties can hit some good angles, so it's different setting the block up. Take a look at the replay. Don't see any fingers moving on that one.
But it was closer.
It was.
You might look for that challenge, and they're going to find it here, I was going to say, especially if this brings up match point. You're going to want a second look at this. Or excuse me, set point.
Bausch has given us the call. She thinks it's a touch. Take a look if you see any fingers bending backwards, any movement there from Igidi, the middle blocker of Houston.
Out of the frame there.
Doesn't look like any movement there.
Again, so this would bring Houston to a set point if the call stands. And the challenge was successful for Nebraska. So instead of 24-22, we're flipping it.
My percentage is going down on what I see, apparently.
23-all. That is a huge switch and a fantastic challenge for head coach Susie Fritz. Drevniak. Thompson. They get on top of her, but she still comes away with the kill.
Thompson handles the pressure. The lights are on. It's go time. As an athlete, you want the ball at this time. Telling the center, give me that ball. Let's finish this one. She said, ooh, that was a little too close for my liking there, but.
Logan Lednicki back into the match for the first time. The national champion this past year out of Texas A&M. You can see her on that right front corner, number 18, as set point has found Houston. Off the platform yet again for Dykema, and they try to turn it back. Does it stay in bounds? An immediate review here of this call. Some late set antics to start this one.
In a favorite swing from Bausch, again, cross body.
Sonia Tomasevic convinced. She throws up the out signal. As does our R1, ball out of bounds.
Back and forth.
A look at Annie. Second set, and it starts where it finished. Jordan Thompson. I'm Cameron Irwin alongside Nicole Brana. A closely contested first set by Nebraska. How do you get your mind right, and what are you telling yourself in terms of confidence building into set two?
I think for Nebraska, they've had these close matches with teams that are playing well. It's just those few little different risks at the right time in taking them. And it was just back and forth that match. I think they played better as the set went on and really started to get things going.
Big swing. Maddie Kingdon-Rischel. Rischel has been a part of the U.S. national team for several years. She left the University of Arizona. Actually had to play against her for years, and I can tell you she's not easy to slow down.
No, she is an incredible player. Love watching her over the last couple years.
I think she broke a finger or two of mine.
Let me see them. Are they crooked?
They are. From the 10-foot line, there's a nice dig. Bausch from the back row.
And that is a connection that those two have worked on because they both play on the Dutch national team. The Bick, especially on a Bausch, told us that is one connection that they have going for them and an advantage is they have that experience playing together.
And it's almost as if her off speed is just as dangerous.
Well, because the high contact point, she elevates, gets up, and just kind of throws that one down. It's very sharp. You've got to come in a little bit on the defense, but then at the same time, you're a little bit nervous. You don't want to get hit with it as well.
Talk about that contact point. Again, Jordan Thompson stands at 6'4". That is a great out-of-system play. Explain in-system versus out-of-system.
In-system is when you get that perfect pass to your setter, you're able to run any set you want to any hitter. Out-of-system, which I gotta tell you, out-of-system, we're seeing them set middles no matter where they are. But this one, Larson is not the setter, so that would be an out-of-system set there to Drevniak. And over the head, that's not easy to do, but she's a very talented attacker.
Another out-of-system play. That time, wow, gifted as that recovery comes off the block. And Jordan Thompson, she can just clean it all up.
Well, they're moving her a little bit around there on the pin from the outside, moving that set inside a little bit, trying to play with the block. It's a little bit of a cat and mouse as they know Thompson's going to get a lot of sets, so the block maybe leaning a little bit that way when she's in the front row.
Big wind up. Kimberly Drevniak. Drevniak out of Germany, the leading point scorer on the Nebraska roster, 3.28 kills per set. Currently 6th in the league in points and kills. Brings the top spin jump serve. Great touch as Drevniak finds herself off the floor. Do they go back to Igidi? No, to the outside. Another great defensive effort from Nebraska. Can they find one more? They're not going to need it. That's a momentum shifting play.
Get the syrup out for that pancake from Cesar. What an incredible dig, throwing it out, keeping that hands, keeping the ball alive. And again, those are those plays that Nebraska needs.
You can see Lexi Rodriguez showcasing that, yes, in fact, that was a pancake as Houston challenges whether this ball hit the floor or not. So there's the first move. This is what they're calling for. Tough to tell from that angle. In real time, they played out the point.
Play until the whistle blows.
Floor touch, and it is an unsuccessful challenge. You can see Cesar throwing that hand underneath the ball.
Houston thinking some part of the ball touched the floor, but not able to overturn that one.
Yeah, I thought in real time it was up as well. Sometimes you can tell from the trajectory of the ball, right?
Absolutely.
So 4-all now. Great serve. Jess Merzick unable to handle that of Drevniak. We see all sorts of different serves. Explain what makes this challenging.
Well, Drevniak's top spin right now, that one was a little bit of a combo, top spin floater. Look at that, it kind of hit you high, going for that deep line, and again, going after Merzick, trying to keep her. That one, sorry, soft foot fault right there on the line. You can see for the serve, you cannot cross that back line. The toss for Drevniak a little bit too inside the court, trying to reach and get that one, but just not good enough.
Trying to work the slide attack. Cleans it up. Igidi's working hard in transition. They can't find her, but there's the Nebraska block.
Well, all of Houston was over there on that one, a little predictable on the set, so Nebraska able to kind of camp out on that one in a strong block. Those hands low and over, sealing it. Hard to get past that.
That's Carroll with the block. Set a league record with 10 blocks in a match earlier this year.
That's quite a number. One of the best blockers in the world.
The Brazilian. Try and work on the slide. She has to go with her left hand. Thompson sees another set. She is simply unstoppable.
You can see plenty of room there on Thompson's approach. Perfect set in the back row on the D ball. That's going to the right back position. And no matter what, two blockers, middle blocker left a little seam there, so Thompson attacks straight down the middle.
High ball set. Jordan Larson is showcasing her skill and her range as she sends that down the line. Fakes the triple block, pulls off the net. Is it back to Larson? Out of the back row. Bausch pounds one to middle back.
What a beautiful connection from Dykema and Bausch in the back row on the pick. So far, 2 for 2 on that attack for Nebraska.
We've been talking about how Jordan Larson's coming off her Love career high. Well, guess what? Anna Bausch also coming off her career high against Madison. She had 18 kills, 2 blocks, and 13 digs, all of which her career high playing in League One volleyball this year.
Right now leading Nebraska with 6 kills.
Oh, that's what you want though, isn't it?
To get that touch? Yeah, a little bit high though. That one, because Thompson is so high and hitting down the block a little bit late, hits the bottom of their hands, and that ball just kind of flies a little bit too high on the back row defender.
What a contact!
Wow. What a beautiful pass on that one for Nebraska. And in system,
Annie Seza, look at what she does to protect Area 1.
beautiful. Throws those arms out, and that pass, I think Dykema, she's good enough. She could have set that anywhere.
And a miscommunication. That's with Felipe.
Yep, well, they're laughing that one off, so, you know, move on to the next play. Right now, everyone's stacked on the left side for Houston, and Jordan Thompson running across the court right as the serve is touched.
And another quick strike. Actually, that's one of the new differences in League One volleyball. You can actually make that move on the toss of the serve.
That's
so
right.
A little different than normal. Allows for some of those fun, wild rotations and switches in the serve receive. Nebraska.
Number one alone for Larson, so coming out strong from the first point. And as we talked earlier, this is a dangerous team. They're hungry for that win. They want to get it. They've been playing well, and they're just almost right there.
And Drevniak has been one of the most dangerous. That is her 6th kill on the night of 11 attempts. She's hitting .540. JT is housed.
Beautiful block. Bausch, number 11 right there. That left hand turned into the court. That set on the D-ball a little bit more inside than some of the other ones, but take a look. The left hand turned in. She's like, you're not going to tool me on this one. I'm putting this one straight down.
Bausch, 6'3". Carol, her teammate on that block, just 6 foot tall. As she's quick and nimble through the middle of the court. Alonco, smart play.
Wow, that was very smart. Alonco, number 8 for Houston, pulls her hands down, makes a very good read to see Bausch kind of takes a little off of that swing. Bausch wanting to go up and tool off of the block, but she says, nope, not today, my friend.
That's a cagey play from Alonco. I haven't seen a player do that yet this season.
Look at her, she's still loving that.
You know what?
Yeah, it
so
feels
are we.
good. You made a good choice.
Alonco up to 22 assists. Igidi, we haven't seen the slide.
I was going to say, usually mostly more in front of the setter because Alonco is up there with her as well. Well, that's a good opportunity. Go behind on the slide and mix it up. Because Jordan Thompson is in the back row, usually hitting that deep ball. They try to keep the middles in the front.
Might be able to find Igidi more as Drevniak attacks off the pipe.
Well, I'm liking the pipe for Nebraska. They've had success with Bausch, we saw earlier, number 11, and now Drevniak coming in strong. And again, it's all about keeping Houston's block guessing. Where are they going to put that ball and using all the weapons you have?
Burzik. Larson's chance on the high set. Here Foley asking for the set, but instead back to the outside.
And you know, we mostly see the high attempts on the pin hitters, not always the middle blockers, but the middles are doing just as much work, getting off the net, going up strong, waiting for that set, so they hold the blocker on the other side and create a more of a one-on-one situation for their pin hitters.
Great dig, Briseño. It's a bro battle. This time won by Briseño.
Briseño really coming into her own, a rookie libero here for Houston. We had a nice talk with her this week and what it's been like in this transition.
Briseño coming into the mix. She actually signed with League One Volleyball thinking she was going to be the backup to Justine Wong-Orantes. However, Justine Wong-Orantes is pregnant. So all of a sudden, thrust into the starting role is Lauren Briseño, and she has taken it with incredible charge. And just about a 2-month window is really when she found out to the time she was going to start.
Well, at first you come in thinking, all right, I'm going to learn from one of the best and be behind her to, oh no, we got to speed this process up quickly and get in that starting position, but really has improved her game since the beginning, confidence, her steady play, and been a really nice piece to this Houston team.
She said she has really been focused on the defensive side of the game. Serve, receive, and out of system settings she knew she could bring over from the college game, but she's partnered alongside her coach, Sonia Tomasevic, and feels like she's been very much lifted up by her teammates as well as her head coach.
And how awesome to be able to go to your coach and say, hey, I know I struggle with this. Let's make a plan together. How can I get better to help improve this team? And that really meant a lot to her that she had that connection.
Houston is coming alive. Foley sends one.
Nebraska been leading the charge tonight in the blocking category, but Houston getting warmed up now. 4 blocks for Nebraska, and now 2 for Houston.
And just when you think someone has grasped the momentum.
It seems to be kind of a theme. A team gets a big play, that momentum shift, energy, and then an error on the serve. Getting a little coaching there.
Service errors on screen, just a 1-point game. Nebraska needs defense and not able to slow down Kingdon Rischel. What does Nebraska need to do? They were close in set 1, and they're close in the second.
Well, again, it's the service pressure, but also the defense. And Coach Fritz told us that this year they wanted to be more defensive-minded versus offensive, especially against Houston, because they have so many offensive threats that they came into this match with that defensive mindset. So I'd really like to see them getting some more digs and giving them those opportunities.
You can see Susie Fritz encouraging as Jaylee Winters may come in to serve. However, it might have been just a hair too late. And you can see why.
Well, let's keep in mind that the libero for Nebraska, Lexi Rodriguez, is out. So Cesar is in the mix tonight in the libero jersey, so maybe something they haven't been doing all season. So again, communicating, working out the passing, serve, receive, the defensive positioning.
This is the rotation they've tried to find. Cesar in the right back corner. Let's see if they go right back to the line-to-line. Logan Lednicki back into the lineup as well in the right front position. Immediately, Houston calls this out of bounds. Nebraska thinks they've had a touch. So let's see if there was a touch. Looking for the block touch. Sonia Tomasevic is referencing the in-arena board that is currently showing the replay. It says, the fans, you guys make the call.
You can tell she's very passionate. We always see it with the challenges, the passion, the watching the board. Let's take a look at this replay and see if you see any fingers wiggling. Igidi on the block, looking at that left pinky. As Carroll is attacking, but doesn't look like any wiggles there. Only having us some wiggles in these chairs.
So the successful challenge for Houston. Igidi already
early celebration on that one, I think.
Thought that was going straight back to the floor. Instead, they have to work a little bit more for it.
Good coverage from Nebraska, waiting for that one again, low and keeping it alive. You can see the middle blocker there talking to her pin hitters on the block. Let's, making those adjustments, what they want to do.
Drevniak had an ace in the first and nearly has a second ace in set 2.
That was a close one. I like that. Again, trying to push Houston back in the passing game, making it a little harder, especially when you attack those front row players, trying to push them deep, so they've got to hustle up and get ready for that set.
At what point does Nebraska utilize that double sub they used in set 1 as the slide is slowed down? Those are the blocks you cherish.
It feels good to get a kill, but it feels just as good to get those big, we called them Kong blocks. They're straight down. No one is covering those ones. Merzik ready. That's a solo. I'm sorry, Amber Igidi. You're not getting any credit for that one. That's a one-on-one for just Merzik. Those hands positioned well into the court. And that's what you want, that strong press low and over.
So Nebraska into a timeout here. This is a team that is on a 5-game skid. That's 5 straight losses after the 2-3 to Madison. They haven't utilized the double sub here. Is maybe this where they bring in? They were just blocked on the slide. You bring in a bigger block now.
Good opportunity to do that. The coaches love the double sub because you can keep 3 attackers in the front row, a bigger blocker, and then also, again, have that extra offensive weapon.
Problem is you also take Drevniak off the floor, who's been one of your most offensive threats tonight. So they decide to stay. Bausch.
And there's the answer. Good timeout and a good little calm and cool collective moment for Nebraska to take a breath.
And I believe we might be seeing the double sub here. Gabby Blossom correct into the match, as well as Alexis Hart, number 19 in the right front. Alexis Hart, one of the best jumpers in League One volleyball. Just wait till you see this block. Out of rotation is called on Houston.
So left a little bit too early, our players overlapping. Don't see that too often at the pro level, honestly.
Free point to Nebraska. Briseno, perfect pass, and Igidi simply unleashes.
I am telling you, when they get that perfect connection with her, that was walk number 16 to Igidi. She elevates, gets up. It is hard to stop her.
She left such an impact, she didn't even realize she was serving. Set
She was
point
celebrating
for Houston. Blossom to Hart. Igidi, she can do it all. There's the dig. Tries to find 4-4, left front to left front, but out of bounds. Feels like this is out of hand for Nebraska, but that's not the case. 22-24, a second point, set point for Houston. All they need is a side out. Nebraska, 3 blockers in the front row.
Going after Merzik again. She's in the front row. Make her do the work.
Let Nikki. Shirt like that.
That's right.
Might wear that next year. Here we go. Set number 3. Houston leads 2-0. Nebraska, though, I keep going back. They are playing good ball. Even the last match into this one. They just need to be able to find that extra edge.
Well, and we heard it earlier from Jordan Larson of Nebraska. This league is tough. Everyone is so good out here, and it's just those little plays that really make the difference.
Foley is dug by Dykema. Alonco outside. That's one way to make an out call.
It is. Merzik trying to, solo, that's right. The whole bench, hands in the air. Merzik trying to avoid the block on that one, but because Nebraska's block has had some success, Houston trying to go around it instead of attacking it.
Drevniak takes ball number 1. Briseño, back set. There's that block you mentioned. Herrera coming off a fantastic last match. She had 10 kills, 5 blocks versus Madison. That was also her love career high. There's Jordan Larson from the service line. She's been waiting for it in this matchup.
And there it goes. Anything can shift. We're playing best out of 5. So, hey, folks, we could get a reverse sweep here. We still got a lot of volleyball left to go. And each set, Nebraska has been close.
She had 2 early misses. There's her first ace. How much pressure does the back row attack apply on the other team?
A lot. I mean, especially when you have a weapon like Jordan Thompson, and she can put it away from a high contact point anywhere, but you got to be ready for it and just get those arms out, and she hits down, so even moving up that defense a little bit.
You saw the back row attack out of Nebraska. You'll see it from Houston as well. Always looking for at least 4 points of attack on the floor. The quick start here for Nebraska, though, up 5-1. Nebraska's got Houston in hot water. Perfect pass. They still don't go back to the middle. There's that same cut from Jordan Thompson.
Attacking the seam in the block, which is the seam in between those 2 Nebraska blockers. Thompson comes in, and this is just a nasty, nasty angle. Wow.
I mean, that's crazy from a 6-foot attacker. Then you add on 4 more inches for Jordan Thompson, and that's just an absurd angle. Perfect pass. Emily Thader into a position now in middle front. Nice dig. Kingdon Rischel off speed. Drevniak. Big southpaw to the corner.
Nice angle. Drevniak coming in, attacking again. That lefty, you got to move that block in just a little bit more to keep the outside blocker's hand on that angle to shut it down.
Drevniak is having herself a match. 9 kills, just 1 error on 16 attempts. Talk about some hang time.
That set looked a little bit in front for Merzik, but she says, don't worry, I used to do the long jump. I'll get that one. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but I think she might have. But the key there is she didn't make an error. She kept it in even though the set was a little bit too in front.
And here comes Houston, pairing one good play after another.
Well, Thompson has, again, a high contact point on the serve, a good touch on the ball, and that ball kind of just sails down right over the net. Very flat, strong serve.
Lofts one to Bausch. Slide. We haven't seen this from Nebraska yet. Emily Thader, probably their best slide attacker.
But yes, she is the best off one foot, and when they need offense, Emily is the answer. Literal quote from their head coach, Susie Fritz. And I'm thinking the first two matchups with Houston this season, Thader struggled offensively. Maybe that's why she didn't get the nod tonight, putting in the other blocker. But now they need to get some points offensively. So giving her a shot here in set 3.
A chance at redemption for Emily Thader on the extended rally, and that's tough for Jordan Larson, 7 feet off the net.
Well, Larson there knows Alonko's up, and again, the setter, a little bit smaller of a blocker, so wants to attack line and try to go over Alonko. But as we heard from Houston's coach, Tomasevic, she said she is one of the best blockers out there.
A serve! And just like that, Houston is fighting here in set number 3. It was a 4-point advantage by Nebraska. Can't be slowed. Drevniak again.
Beautiful swing, coming in strong down the middle for the pipe, attacking that angle. Area 1, that's the right back corner, going after where the setter or the opposite play defense. Speaking of Kaisa Alonko and her block, she's actually top 6 in League 1 volleyball for good touch, meaning when her block is up there, she's getting a positive touch on the block, not creating like a liability, as coach said. A strong blocker.
Still up in the front row. Does she go to Igidi? And that's the back row attack. Jordan Thompson, it always feels like you have a right front player.
Well, and that's why coach said they keep Amber Igidi, the middle blocker, more in front of the setter. So it opens up this D-ball for Thompson in the back row. And you don't have two players kind of going back for the set and the blockers leaning more that way.
Larson with the hesitation at the top of the swing.
We're just going kill for kill right now between these two, siding out well, passing well, consistently.
Will she be the catalyst here in set 3?
We know she can. She started strong set 1 with 5 kills. And here we go, kill and a huge block to get this team going.
Jordan Larson. She won silver in London, bronze in Rio, gold in Tokyo, silver in Paris. She's simply that good. Throws one back, waits on the block. Here's the dig. Kingdon Rischel sets up JT. Jordan Thompson with a little extra stare. It's getting edgy.
And that was a beautiful out-of-system set from Kingdon Rischel. Bump set for Thompson. Takes a little bit of a pause on that one. So good attacking again, those high hands. And a little bit of a stare down after that one.
Olympic teammates. An Olympic medalist facing off right now. The right front and left front corner. This time she changes pace. They're going at it.
I mean, usually bring in the heater, but that one a good read to see what the defense was doing. Takes some off of it, and again, kind of slices it right by the right hand of the middle blocker.
Jordan Thompson, part of the 24 and 20 Olympic rosters. And they're just going tit for tat. (11-9) that time over the top of the block.
Can Larson get something going here from the line? Wow, look how deep she is on this serve to get some good float going.
I'm just sad to see her at the service line. Missing out on that matchup as Foley finds one.
What
back
an
cross
attack.
court.
Foley coming in strong, perfect pass for Houston to run anywhere they want. That serve not as tough as I'd like to see. Kind of a high floater, too easy, kind of in the lap of Houston just to pass it.
Looking for the tie here, Houston. Waiting to see if that returns. Nebraska in 12-10. Nebraska finds the media timeout first, the first time in this match. Skims, the official loungewear, intimates, and sleepwear partner of Love. It's Houston taking on Nebraska, and time for our Skims moment of confidence. Jordan Thompson has been lights out, already 16 kills. How can Nebraska slow down a force like that?
It is unbelievable. Whenever she gets the ball, she elevates, she attacks at such a high point, and I think we've seen her slicing and dicing pretty much the entire court tonight. Line, angle, you name it, she gets the job done. Nebraska has not been able to slow her down. They've gotten a couple blocks on her tonight, but let me tell you, she bounces right back and comes up with a huge kill.
Hitting .380 on the night, 16 of 31.
About 37% of the offense running through Thompson tonight at the moment.
Nice dig. Kingdon Rischel, the feathery touch.
Now that to me for Nebraska is an opportunity. They can see that that's a tight set coming in. Rischel's not going to go up for the big kill. Her left hand, she's even inside of the court. That's a ball that needs to come up.
And Nebraska believes it, in fact, did. Here's a challenge. Nebraska claiming this ball was, in fact, dug. So kind of a quick ping pong play up at the net. And of course, Kingdon Rischel trying to cement the fact that it hit the floor. Here's a look. Dykema trying to slide underneath. That ball to me looks up.
It does there, but did the front part possibly of the ball hit the floor?
Agreed. Here's another look at it.
Yeah, so your hand kind of slips back at the very end there, and the ball touches the floor. The pancake, the ball has to be completely on the hands, not touching any part of the floor.
Yeah, from that other view, you really saw that front part of the ball touch. So an unsuccessful challenge on the side of Nebraska. Sarah Loda comes in for Houston. They've been utilizing her as a serving sub.
Bring some experience to the floor.
Played for the Italian national team.
Well, she was upset with that one, but sometimes you just bring in a different server, a different look to give them that one. Top spin didn't quite work out, but it's hard to come off the bench and then come up and try to serve. A top spin especially, to stay warm, to be ready for that moment.
Houston's Amber Igidi has been superb on the night. Let's see if they don't need her quite yet. But she's been somewhat limited in some of her attacks considering her numbers. Are you surprised Houston hasn't found her more often?
Yeah, I am, because I feel they have gotten the middles involved more so over the last weeks. And Igidi, when she gets the ball, she really puts it away, gets on top of it. It's hard to stop her.
Just 7 total attempts for Igidi. Nice dig from Houston. Larson calls it off. Briseño scoops. Out of sorts. And Bausch takes a cut. Both defenses starting to step up here in set 3.
Houston wants to get this one over, and Nebraska wants to push this one as far as they can to try to get that victory. Coming off a 5-game losing streak here.
Igidi has yet to be set in 3. And the dump from Olanco.
Nebraska just not ready for that one. Olanco successful earlier in the match with the setter dump, and you've really got to honor that. That ball a little bit tight, doesn't feel she can get a good set off, it gets rid of it. Smart play.
Yeah, you can see Emily Thader shifting over towards Igidi. Kingdon Rischel. Challenging ball to Joust at the net. Or excuse me, that's Merzik up at the net. Double contact called on Nebraska.
So we talked about that earlier with the challenges. You can double the first and second contact, but the third, if it crosses the net, it cannot be a double. It has to be clean, so that means the ball's not moving around, spinning.
Slide.
There we go, nice pass. Get Thader going in the mix on her bread and butter, which is the slide off of 1 foot. You can see she's talking to her teammates. Let's get things going, let's get a roll.
You can sense the urgency,
yes,
on the side
absolutely.
of Nebraska right now. Down.
Feeling that energy and urgency from the Nebraska side.
Merzik has been dealing with the first contact. This time it's Briseño, too tight.
But Olanco, because she's in the front row, she can go up, and what a beautiful play, swiping that one off the block. I'm impressed.
Kaisa Olanco is just 5'9",
but playing like 6 foot.
Micah Hancock, the starting setter for this Houston team a season ago, has been out with an injury for the majority of this season. Kaisa Olanco, also a part of this roster last year, filling in through this season and has again led them to a fantastic offensive efficiency, 300 on the year as a team, as the dump comes from Dykema.
Dykema says, all right, I see what you're doing over there, Kaisa, and here you go, right back at you.
If you don't think setters are thinking about that,
oh, they want kills.
They absolutely are. Nebraska needs set number 3. Tough serve. Excuse me, that's Bausch out of the back row.
Okay, they're having a good connection there with the back row attack. I say keep it up. Bausch and Dykema, the setter for Nebraska, they've got years of experience playing together from the national team. And again, that serve just not tough enough. Easy pass for Kingdon Rischel of Houston.
A chance here for Nebraska. Go back to Larson. That's not what you want on a free ball opportunity. She peels off. Is there a touch? They're going to claim there was.
That was a beautiful swing from Merzick, number 19 in blue for Houston. I mean, I think that touch just touched the very tip of the fingers of that Nebraska block. Flew into the stands.
Houston trailed in set 2, still able to pick up the win in the second. And right now, they've evened the score.
Trying to get that fast tempo out to Larson. Had some success early in this match, beating the block. Jordan Thompson, a big block out there for Houston, going up against, the Jays are going against each other. Jordan versus Jordan.
Quick to Drevniak, Briseño with the big dig. Dykema out of the offense. Beautiful stuff from Foley.
And again, a smart play from Houston's outside hitter. Merzick takes a look, and she knows I've got to put this one over, and puts it on the setter to take her out, which leaves Nebraska having a different player setting that ball, able to set the block up and reading it.
The first lead for Houston in set 3. Big swing, Jordan Thompson couldn't get off the floor.
Beautiful connection, fast tempo out to Larson, and again, having success with that, beating the middle blocker, getting that one-on-one opportunity. 10 kills for Larson so far on the night.
3 attackers now in double-digit kills for Nebraska. That's a good sign, but they need set 3. Off speed. Alanko behind, flings it. Jordan Thompson takes that from behind her head and still able to score.
I'm just shaking my head because that was just silly. That's the athleticism that Thompson brings to the table. This set a little bit behind her, came in early, but because of that beautiful wrist snap she has, gets on top of the ball, creates it to go down.
Her 17th kill. And a good lead for Nebraska.
There's been one match Thompson didn't have double-digit kills in this year, against Salt Lake City early in the season with only 8 kills. From then on, the rest of the games, forget about it.
Just a 2-point differential in the first, 3 in the second. It's go time here for Nebraska. Jaylee Winters at the service line. Maya Sands into the reception lineup. Briseño. Perfect pass. And that's exactly what they need. Slow down Thompson. Drevniak gets the block out from the opposite side of the court.
Perfect pass from Larson in the back row, allows Nebraska to be able to set that one wherever they want. Drevniak is one of their go-to hitters. They get the ball to, and they need to get things going.
Another good ball from Briseño. Jordan Thompson just drops one in front of Larson.
Well, she took a look behind the block. She's got 2 players in front of her, 4 hands, takes a quick look and sees that that short touch behind the block is open. And because of her heat that she brings, the defense a little bit back on their heels, waiting for the hard driven. So she has set that one up since the first set. Perfect timing for that smart shot. Off speed, excuse me.
Right now, taking an extra second here to double check the lineups. 20 apiece here. I've mentioned Nebraska currently on a 5-game skid. They are currently 5th in the standings. Only the top 4 make it to the playoffs. A win could set them up for a second half surge.
This would be big for them to get that momentum shift. You know, I'm sure it's very frustrating when you're just right there with teams neck and neck and just losing by a few points. It just takes that one match when things are clicking.
For Nebraska to pick up the win, they would need not just this set, but the next 2.
And they need some big serves here from Drevniak.
Well handled from Houston. That's exactly what they were looking for.
And again, that was a very tough serve from Drevniak, but Maddie Kingdon-Rischel nails the pass, and then they're able to get the middle blocker, Igidi, in the mix. So now we've got the double sub again. Head coach for Houston, Sonia Tomasevic, loves doing this. She loves when she can use the dub sub.
Big swing again. Here we go. Emily Thader on the right.
Emily Thader coming off the last match versus Madison with 6 kills, 1 ace, 1 block. It's been an important part of this offensive team.
Maddie Walk and Logan Lednicki on the floor for Houston. Walk sets her college teammate. Blossom. Double sub on both sides of the net right now.
And there we go. Can they get Emily Thader going? She is an offensive weapon. She's coach giving her the signal on the sidelines of where to serve area 5.
Set point for Nebraska.
And she nails it.
You mentioned the tough serve? No way! Maddie Walk fakes the set, and the ball falls on the side of Nebraska. Houston, 23-24. Unthinkable. Nebraska still maintains set point. Igidi, top serve to Bausch. Larson has a chance. Doug. Lednicki evens the score.
Keep an eye on number 19, 18, Logan Lednicki, a star at A&M. Won the national championship this year. I remember watching the first time she entered for Houston Love. Back-to-back huge blocks for them to get the victory. And now coming up big in a crunch time moment, a rookie with a big kill to keep them neck and neck.
Logan Lednicki getting a chance to play in her state of Texas, originally out of Sugar Land, Texas. Played at Texas A&M, currently alongside her Aggie teammate, Maddie Walk, running the offense. The double sub was huge for Houston here in set 3. Must win by 2. Nebraska trying to reduce the momentum on the side of Houston. They had 2 set point opportunities.
You could see Foley right there giving her a little quick footwork and the hands over, low and over. Let's get the block.
Great pass. Thrown down. That's Herrera.
Hey, the middles are working right now for Nebraska. They're getting a nice pass and getting those middles involved in the offense, and they're delivering.
Dykema returns. Set point number 3 for Nebraska, looking to send this to a 4th. Lednicki still in the right front corner. Walk running the offense. Foley also the middle attacker. Who does she choose? Out of bounds. We play on.
Trying to attack that right side of the court with the serve where Lednicki was waiting. And here's some trouble now as Jordan Thompson gets back on the court. Keep an eye on those sets going to that opposite hitter right now to finish things off.
If you're Houston, this is exactly the lineup you want to have at this moment. Alanko. Drevniak, she has been superb.
What a swing. Elite swing, coming in strong. I love that. When it's crunch time, you don't want to come in and tip it. You want to come in and put it away. Aggressive swing by Drevniak, and they're keeping the ball away from Jordan Thompson, who's blocking on the right side of the court for Houston.
Great serve. This is what Nebraska wants. Securing set number 3. We're moving to number 4. Dykema will start in P1. Quick check down from Alanko.
And that's not even, that was OT, over the top of the block. Nice set back to Thompson to start things off.
One of my favorite moments in that last set was getting a chance to see Houston's fans come alive once Lednicki came in. That crazy play that took place. Recognizing great volleyball when they see it. Bausch, she dug that from outside the court.
And just a little too much, but Nebraska has had success on that back row attack between Dykema and Bausch there, coming down the pipe. Just hit down a little bit too much on that one.
Extended pass there from Bausch, making sure that got to target.
Well, Drevniak again attacking the angle. Most of her attacks going into that angle part of the court and having a lot of success. Could see if they move the block in a little bit, try to shut that down, try to make her go down the line.
Alanko over the top of her head. And that is a ridiculous swing.
Ding Rischel, look at the step she takes to the ball. So important so you can get a high contact and keep the ball on that right side of her hitting arm.
Larson calls off Dykema.
That was a close one to call. Another strong attack into the angle.
They're going to double check this call. Again, Drevniak, 13 of 25, having one of her best performances of the year.
This is a close one.
Is this kill number 14?
It looked like there was a little sliver of blue, but
they're going to say this ball was inbounds. Point to Nebraska. Alanko, front row. Quick step close, Igidi. Full layout from Drevniak. Thader sends it across the net. Thader is right on top of Igidi.
wow, Thader doing a nice work following Igidi there, staying in front of her, fronting her because they know she's very lethal offensively. Emily Thader has come in and really made a difference here for the Nebraska team.
Igidi only saw 2 sets in set number 3, and early here in set 4 they have tried to find her already. Twice the ball has been returned back to her. Herrera at the service line. The Olympian out of Argentina.
So ace in the first one, and then that one tried to go for it a little bit more and gets it in the bottom of the net. After you get an ace, just love to see it. Not an easy serve, but just keep the pressure on the other team and keep them thinking.
Bausch on the high ball. We got a chance to catch up with Bausch. She talked about some of the differences between the international game and the domestic game. The speed of the game, potentially from the offensive side, a little different.
Yeah, she said the serving and blocking serving a lot tougher over here in League One volleyball, and internationally a little bit more relying on the block and defense to kind of help you.
Great hustle play. Here comes Houston. Free ball sent to the corner off the double-handed set. Thompson's on the floor. I'm not sure what's happening on the side of Houston. Who's going to clean up this junky play? Igini.
I think Thompson fell, was having a few chuckles because she couldn't quite get herself up off the floor. Not sure exactly what happened there, but Igini gets the front set and puts it away.
Is there a replay of that? All we saw is Jordan Thompson screaming while laying on the ground in the middle of the rally. Just like that.
Take a look deep. Larson knows that shot well, picks it. Okay, trips over Kaisa Alonco, the setter. Luckily, nobody injured, thank goodness.
I think Igini might have stepped on her foot.
Okay, wow. What a swing coming in into that angle. Unbelievable. Unloading on that ball.
I feel like that's where Bausch has had significant success, is some of those interior sets.
And I like that, bringing that set a little bit more inside so she can get on top of it and attack.
We need a Jordan Thompson tracker. Finds yet another.
20 kills so far on the night, hitting 390. Really impressive, gets so many sets for this offense, and her efficiency is just off the charts.
Briseño pulls out the hands. That was the right contact, not able to control. Thader continuing to be a monster on the slide attack.
Thader, a beautiful serve at the end of that set, created that overpass. Nebraska, can they do it again here with her at the line?
Great serve, keeps the ball away from Jordan Thompson. Here comes Nebraska. Larson looking for the touch.
And again, another close call here. So referee taking a look.
Referee's going to take his own review here.
You said, hey, it was close. He says, why not take a look? If I can, you might as well, to make sure you get the right call. As we mentioned, these offenses are running so quickly. There's the call, and in for Nebraska.
Ball contacts any part of the line. It's considered inbounds.
And another point, again, Emily Thader, strong from the service line, getting some points for her team. Front row or back row.
Middles love to serve in League One volleyball. You can get the chance to see them not just at the service line, but also play defense in these rotations. Oftentimes the target. As that goes long for Thader. Houston down by 2. Again, they trailed both in sets 2 and 3. They were able to pull out the second. Trailing 7-9 here in the fourth.
Good call off from Larson, number 10 for Nebraska. You could hear her yell mine out loud. And the setter was available, but you know what? Larson had a better angle to get good hands on that and set a beautiful set to Drevniak. Puts it away against the block.
Nebraska giving themselves a bit of a cushion here early in set 4. Change of pace from Thompson. Jordan Larson.
Well, Nebraska outside hitters right now, that is going down every single time. That strong angle attack just past the 3-meter line. So Houston hasn't made that adjustment on the block. Middle blockers, maybe, the pin hitters set it up inside a little bit. That left hand of the middles can take away the angle. Good follow to the line by Merzik.
Anya Tomasevic turning into the line judge in that phase.
It looks like Coach Susie Fritz wants to have the ref take a look at that one.
Too late. Serve already underway. Hear the cover her call. Jordan Thompson. Igidi throws one. Joust at the net. Alonco sends it, flips it to the right. Tight ball. No one able to get a clean swing until now when it's out of bounds. Nebraska outlasting Houston. Nebraska finds a further separation, 12-8. Larson, a huge part of the reason. As they score another here. Emily Thader, maybe not in this lineup because of the matchup. However, she came in and has been clutch since. Igidi finds her rhythm once again.
And that's the connection. The last couple sets to Igidi have been a little bit off, a little low, not quite as smooth. But this one, the perfect set, gets up, elevates. Look how on top of the ball she is going into the angle.
She had been against Emily Thader, but in this rotation, that is not the middle in front of her. And Thader had gotten the best of her on the last couple.
Yep.
But Igidi making the adjustment, finding that set. And lo and behold, Houston trying to find a bit more here in set number 4. Can Igidi be that spark plug? Striking back, Herrera.
A little bit of a battle of the middles right now. Both teams getting the ball to the middle, passing well enough to set. And you know, coaches say, even when the setters are off, they want to force it, take that risk, push it to the middle, and run the offense through it. And these players are some of the best players in the world. They can all do that.
The middle matchup switches back to Thader and Igidi. Here's Lednicki. As Houston back to the double sub.
A good touch on the block, high enough to be able to cover. Just got a little bit lost from Bausch of Nebraska there. Kind of looking up in the air, just a different direction, but that was a nice high touch. Good swing from Lednicki of Houston.
Dykema, pure touch. Changes the rhythm. Bausch checks down on her jump there, slowing herself in the middle of her approach.
Well, Bausch has been going hard angle every time, and I like that, mixing it up, kind of down the line, deep into area 1, which is that right back in between area 1 and 6, middle back and right back. She's a veteran player, been playing pro for 20 years overseas, first year in League One volleyball.
You've got room for that right now.
Yeah, and Drevniak has a powerful serve. She can rattle off some tough serves, get them in trouble, and that's what Coach Fritz told us. They want to cut the options down from 3 or 4 different options just to 1 or 2 that they are able to set.
Thader is finally dug, but the kill still remains as it goes over and out of bounds.
Not only bringing the offensive presence and a little pep to their step, but Thader, her energy, her communication on the court right now, really helping this Nebraska team.
As well as her block touch. Just 1 block accounted for, but 4 solid block touches make it a second block for Thader.
Good setup there from Laura Dykema, 14 the setter. The pin hitters are the one kind of setting that block up, and the middles going to them and closing. Important to have communication about what block you're setting up, line, angle, what you're going to take away.
Nebraska takes set number 4. We will go to a 5th set to 15. Drevniak finds the high touch. Walk to the middle. Foley.
Smart shot, that set. Not the greatest, cleanest connection. It looked like couldn't get a full swing on it. But Foley, she knows what to do. A soft touch over the block, little communication there from Nebraska. Miscommunication, not able to get that one up. Those are those kind of plays, I think, are the ones that they've been wanting to clean up. Right now, have a good lead here, a 5-point lead over Houston.
Karin Palgutova into the mix for Houston, number 2 at the outside position. Sonia Tomasevic making some changes, as well as calling the timeout here for Houston, trailing by 6.
And that's a position that they were kind of rotating in the carousel with Mrzik, Palgutova as well, trying to figure out who was going to be able to bring it to get those kills, as they were kind of struggling early on with the outside production to get offensive out of them. So they've been going a little bit back and forth. Mrzik's been in the last couple games, but feel confident that any of the players they pull off the bench are able to step in and help the team.
You can see Sonia Tomasevic. She was a national champion in her own right at the University of Washington. She talked about her own professional career and what brought her into coaching, as she had been playing in Italian's A2 league at that point in her career, and she said that she simply knew it was time to make a change, but she was still in love with the game so much. She immediately got the coaching bug and continues to give back to the game in such big ways, whether it was at the collegiate ranks, the professional ranks. But you can't take the volleyball out of the volleyball player.
That's right.
Just never leave. Susie Fritz on the other side. 2 titans of the women's volleyball game. 22 seasons at Kansas State. I think what makes Susie Fritz so unique is just in talking to so many of her athletes and how much respect they have and the connection they have with Susie. Bausch shakes off that dig.
And we don't always see Thompson hitting on the outside pin, usually moving over, but stayed on that one for the attack.
Nebraska is going to challenge the contact here. It was originally called out of bounds, but they believe that there could have been a touch. Several challenges in this match. Bausch was convinced. Looking back at the block touch,
see that little
fingernail
and a bending back. A lot of movement there on the block.
Bausch said the athlete she looks up to the most, not from the sport of volleyball, Rafa Nadal. She said she played tennis as well. Said that his, not only his passion, but his intensity is something she aspires to. Said footwork's also great from the sport of tennis into volleyball.
That's right. Translates over, moving your feet, getting to the ball. Very good on the overhead swing, like an attack.
Great serve.
And Foley, yeah, just grabs that one. Kaisa Alonco was coming in the right back, the setter, to dig that ball. But Foley on the block just reaches back that one, doesn't get the dig. And Nebraska is on a roll.
Houston trailing by 7. Are they looking to find this set, or are they trying to build?
They need to get into rhythm. The middle sets have been a little bit off. Get that connection going again. Jordan, well, there we go. Just was going to say her name, but there we have it again. Comes up big in the angle. Haven't said her name quite as much this set. Haven't been getting her the ball as much.
Again,
bringing in some different players to try to get some things going. Julia Brown coming in to serve.
Houston trying to find all sorts of answers.
Right now, efficiency for Houston is 130, so that is the lowest we've seen tonight. And doing a nice job fronting IGD, Houston's middle blocker, when they're setting her. Herrera, nice hands, low and over. They're really following her well and doing a nice job slowing that down. They know with Thompson in the front that the middle blockers for Houston most likely going to stay in front of the setter.
Nebraska just went through a 5-set match versus Madison. It was a loss in week 7 on Sunday, just 4 short days ago. Right now, they look like they are on a path to find a second straight 5-setter. Bausch. There's the rip back. Nebraska up 23-15. Bausch, coming from a volleyball family, both her parents played and coached. She said it was a little bit tougher when she was younger, but they definitely helped out at different phases throughout her career. Said she got a lot of her focus and analytical mind from the dad, as well as the creativity from mom. Nebraska 2 away. Bausch pounds it cross court. Bit of trouble. Controlled contact.
Going for those high hands. A tight set, but nonetheless got under the ball a little bit. Kingdon Rischel, and she knows how to tool a block. She's been playing at a international level, high level for many years, and knows that you can't just go up and crank it every time. You got to find ways. Gets the very edge of the block on that one.
How many can Houston string together? To Thader. She sneaks it by.
IGD, that one rolls down the front of the middle blocker for Houston. Hands not quite over the net, leaves a little bit space, and Thader pushes that one through.
Again, Nebraska currently sitting at 5th in the standings. Houston 2nd. Set point for Nebraska now to send us to the 5th. IGD is dug. Tries to find one more point, Houston.
And again, for Houston, it's right now just getting some momentum, getting some rhythm back, even if it's in this last point.
Houston coming off the win over Salt Lake, the #1 team in the standings, being challenged here. Second set point for Nebraska. They're going to have to play defense for it. To the outside. Palgutova on the out. They'll try to recycle to her again. Off speed, and she earns one.
What a shot. Came in a little bit early on that one, the set behind her. And that's the key right there, not making an error, keeping it in play, but nonetheless finds the campfire on the floor, wide open spot to put that one down.
Third chance for Nebraska. You knew they were going to Thader. She's been practically unstoppable. Good block touch. Larson. Palgutova.
Okay, then.
Hammers one down the line.
She is getting the digs on defense, working those feet back to be ready for the attack. And that one just cranks it down line. Wow, that's impressive. Sometimes you just need a little bit of a switch to get that momentum going on your side.
Just 2 attackers in the front row for Nebraska. They go back to Bausch, who finds... That's when they're looking to feed the bear. Who will be the hot hand here in set number 5? They start with Drevniak. Good block in front. JT finds the high angle on Dykema.
Look for JT to get a lot of sets. We only play to 15. She is their go-to when they need things to happen. Jordan Thompson also just 4 kills away from matching her
season high of 26. Make it 3 away.
And there's the flex down. We've seen it throughout the season. Haven't seen it so much tonight, but she is fired up and knows this would be a big win for them as they as just hanging around at the top with Salt Lake.
Fending off the ace. What a move from Dykema. Larson. Gosh, how fun has it been to watch Jordan versus Jordan, Jordan Larson versus Jordan Thompson throughout
Teammates
this
for
match.
a long time who know each other well. Competed on the same side of the net, and now these last 2 seasons here with League One volleyball against each other.
A quick whistle and a second out of rotation violation for Houston. Sonia quickly arguing that Kingdon Rischel is front row.
That's
and
the
you
replay.
can see
Looking a little bit confused there. You see the players moving around, and that's the call. Pagotova
was behind.
She needed to be in the middle, and she was on the right side of the...
If you don't call that a throwdown, I don't know what you do. Kingdon Rischel hucks that one.
Take a look at that and gets rid of it. Why not? You don't have to do 3 contacts if you don't want to. And a nice tool off the block. Once again, getting those middles involved early for Nebraska.
Herrera at the service line has been fantastic as an attacker as well. 8 of 12, 60, over 60% kill efficiency. Houston, it's starting to get louder in the Fort Bend epicenter. Where does Houston have the advantage in set 5?
They've got Thompson on their side, so that's always an advantage, I would say, for any team that has her. Get things going. They know they can do it. They've been here before.
Again, Houston coming off the win over Salt Lake. They had previously taken the loss to Atlanta. That slowed down their own 6-match win streak. You see Sonia Tomasevic trying to stay composed.
Yep. Telling them to wait a little bit on the block. And a nice swing from Drevniak, attacking down the line, high hands. And again, when she gets back to the line, can she get that serve going for her team?
And they started set number 5 with Palkotova in the lineup for Houston. Igidi fights through the block, and it's somehow kept alive by Nebraska. Chaos on the side of Houston. And another cleanup from Jordan Thompson. She's fired up.
She's got fire in her eyes. She wants that ball. She is a player that's telling her setter, give me every single ball and let's get this one done. Now, luckily, she's got a lot of other options on her offense that she can go to as well to get the ball to, but she is a very lethal player.
Great pass. Drevniak, nice changeup, goes to the left back corner. Blockers align perfectly. A combination of Bausch and Thader.
Well, Nebraska has done a nice job on that D-ball with the block. And again, that's the communication from Thader in the front row. 10 blocks for Nebraska tonight to Houston's 5.
Without question, winning that phase of the game. Pairing it, connecting it with their down defense of Bausch. And even the transition offense. Nebraska evens the score, 6-all. Larson, 15 kills, 18 points. And you can see what kind of floor general she is, also recognizing the scouting report. The wait call. Thompson earns another.
A good adjustment for the swing. Thompson on that last one getting blocked, kind of going more for the meat of the middle of the court. That one a little thumb down on her attack. Lots of talk going on both sides of with these teams.
Thompson just one away from matching her season high. Larson is fighting to improve her own career high.
Loves that quick tempo set out to the pin, and again, it pays off because the middle blocker of Houston not able to get there quick enough. And it's hard to, because you've got to respect the middle of the other team and pause on them for a minute as well.
That cannot happen.
Not sure what happened there, but yeah, that was a gettable ball for the setter or communication to be able to talk for someone to get that one up.
Houston needs to study themselves. And there's the steadying force of Igini.
And the hang time from Igini. That set a little bit high. Wait, getting up though. Puts it in a good spot. Crossbody angle.
The series between Nebraska and Houston, even at 1 apiece this year.
Okay then. Larson's last time to play in Houston, as she has announced this will be her last season playing. She says, I'm leaving with a win, okay? And I'm going to do everything I can to make that happen.
Her 18th professional volleyball season. Most decorated in the United States, 4 Olympic medals. And Nebraska extends their lead. Oh, they're going to get a touch off the block here. Hold on. Houston earns the 9th point. Bausch allows for the in-system play. Larson again.
A strong attack. Foley of Houston just hands off the block. Didn't quite press over the net to close it, and that one rolls down.
Larson's 17th, make it her 18th kill. She's matched her career high in League One volleyball. To Thompson, good dig. Drevniak. Both teams fighting defensively. Jousted, blocked back. Nebraska with their 11.
Take a look at this one. Thompson going up, tries to swipe it off the block, but that is the key. The blocking handwork, pressed over the net, strong, not able to get tooled off that block. And again, the right hand there of Herrera really made the difference as she sealed that one. And as we heard from Jordan Larson early on in the show, there's no nights off in this league, okay? It is always a battle, no matter who you are playing.
And this is the perfect representation. Jordan Larson has now matched her career high. She set only 4 days ago in League One volleyball with 18 kills. She needs just one more to surpass it. And get this, Jordan Thompson sitting at 25. She too is just one away from matching her season high 26 kills that she's found twice. And it gets even better. You want to talk about season highs? Bausch is right in the mix as well with 17 kills.
And there's a reason we highlighted these players at the top of the show, because we knew these are difference makers. These are top players in the world on display. I don't know about you, Cameron, but I'm on the edge of my seat, and I'm going to guess people at home are too.
Just simply Olympians duking it out in Houston. What a save. That's Larson. The net is bouncing. Violation on Houston.
Well, Nebraska is doing a very nice job. They're getting digs and they're putting it away. I know that was a net fault, but the point is they've shifted that. They're getting a lot more digs in these last few sets.
Thompson, 26 kills, matches her season high. Blast that through the block. That's Drevniak.
Drevniak attacking the line. We've seen a lot of angle from her tonight this evening, but now she's mixing it up. She says, you know what? They know I'm going to hit angle, but now it's time to mix it up to finish this one off, as they are 2 points away from winning this match.
Last time Nebraska won a match was January 30th. 5 straight games they've dropped. This would be huge. Winters. They slow Thompson again. Thader gets a touch, and Houston continues to fight. 13-11. What does Houston need here defensively?
They need to serve tough. They need to get Nebraska into a little bit of trouble and try to slow these hitters down. The offense is running very well. Wherever Dykema, the setter for Nebraska, is setting the ball, people are delivering. Houston's making a little bit of a change here with Jess Merzik back to serve, putting her back in at that outside hitter position. Oh, no, excuse me. Pogotova in the front row, Merzik playing in the back row.
Emily Thader in the front for Nebraska. She's been the go-to, the impact player of the match for the ladies in green. Drevniak gets dug cross court. Bausch blocks down. Nebraska at a match point. The pins have come to play in this one.
They certainly have. Drevniak set that one up with a strong attack.
They're going to double check this point. A challenge in effect. Looking for a net fault here. So Houston with the challenge. And this looks like a clean winner.
Yeah, you can't see the net moving at all.
And excuse me.
Official review from the referee.
And they're actually going to call that a kill by Anna Bausch.
She'll take it.
So she matches her career high. Both her and Jordan at 18 apiece. Nebraska with their first match point over the number 2 team in League One volleyball. Gabby Blossom with the serve. Thader in the front row. She has been phenomenal on the night. Alexis Hart, one of the jumpiest players in League One.
And that was one of the switches for Nebraska, putting Emily Thader in for set number 3. Started this shift.
Do they go to Jordan Thompson in the front row?
Absolutely. They're going to get the pass. It's going to Thompson, 23 in blue.
To number 23 they go. That's the contact they need. Thader to the corner. A magic